Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite Zionist prince coming to you live from Israel. Let's take a look at this clip of Douglas Murray. I'm Tyler Traveling Clad.
You have been obviously writing about this issue for 10, 20 years or so and writing about Islamic extremism in this country. And in 2017, after the Manchester Arena bombing, you talked about, because of that threat of Islamic extremism, we should have less Islam in this country. Was that a wise phrase, talking about less Islam?
Well, I think it's perfectly wise phrase, perfectly open to misrepresentation. I think I said it at the encouragement of the BBC.
Well, I'm reading your article.
It was
you
on the
wrote
BBC.
In the Sun.
It was on the BBC. That's why.
I'm quoting what you said in the Sun. Less Islam. Surely, less Islam means less people of the Muslim faith. That means less Sajid Javids, less Sadiq Khans.
Well, that
it
depends.
Means anyone who's a Muslim. That's what it means, isn't it? Isn't that provocative?
I mean, it would also mean less people like the Abaidi family, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
But the point is, you're talking about less Islam. That is Muslim people.
No. Just bear with me, because I know better than you what I think. This country has had a wildly stupid and lax immigration policy for decades. And we allowed people like the Abaidi family, a family of jihadists who'd fallen out with Colonel Gaddafi because they were from rival jihadist groups. When the Abaidi family fell out with Colonel Gaddafi, they came first to London and then to Manchester. And one of the sons they gave this country was Salman Abaidi, who at the age of 22 killed 22 young girls at the Manchester Arena in a suicide bomb. One, by the way, for every year of life this country gave him. His brothers just stabbed and thrown boiling oil at 3 prison wards. Let me bear with you. Why were the Abaidi family in the UK? Why is nobody interested in asking that? And I'll tell you what the problem here is. There are lots of types of extremism. You get far-right extremism, far-left extremism. When it comes to jihadist extremism, jihadism comes from Islam. Therefore, if it's 1%, 5%, 15% of people of the Muslim faith who follow that version of it, you've got a hell of a problem. And the more people, the larger, this is simple math, the larger the number of people who are followers of a faith that has not solved the extremism problem in its midst or drawn suitable lines, the more extremism you will have. You don't get that from the Catholic Church in 2023 or 4. You don't get it from the Methodists. You won't get it from the Quakers, and you won't get it from the Anglican Church.
Of course, there is a problem with fundamentalism and Islamic extremism.
And fundamentalist Islam comes from
Islam, you're saying less of everyone, which means less Sajid David,
no, it doesn't.
less Sadiq Khan.
No,
and you're stereotyping
no problem
everyone.
at all with Sajid. No, of course it's not stereotyping. I mean, this is a kind of dated conversation to my mind, because this is all being addressed elsewhere as we speak. And nobody else is as incredibly slow in learning as the British media and political class when it comes to this problem. Why is it the case that Saturday after Saturday we have thousands of people going through major British cities who support the death cults who would murder Jews and the rest of us next? That's a question you and I and Newsnight should answer.
I love how he's just posturing to Douglas like, you cannot say all Muslims because Muslims are great and we have Sadiq Khan and we have the Muslims. Sir, it doesn't matter if you have nice Muslims. There's a problem. It doesn't matter if good Muslims exist. It's irrelevant to this conversation. It's a problem. There's a problem in your country. You have allowed a mass migration of fucked up people into your borders. That's a problem. It's not the time right now to be offended on the behest of a Muslim. You need to take care of your future. Because you fucking up your future is fucking it up for the rest of us. And we know that there's a massive problem in Islamic extremism, specifically in the UK. In the UK. It's like the most fucked up version of Islamism and jihadism has festered on the streets of the UK. You guys have an issue. So the longer you sit there offended on the behest of a Muslim who probably wouldn't even be offended by this, because most Muslims in the Gulf right now are acknowledging the fact that Europe has an Islamism problem and that they don't, because they took care of it. And you know how they took care of it? Strict migration. Strict enforcement of rules. You let everything be so lax, and now we're in a situation. And London has become a dangerous city for non-Muslims in a lot of ways. Depending on how you express yourself, it can be dangerous. I mean, you keep posturing, you keep trying to be offended for them. They're making fun of you. They're laughing at you. They think it's funny that you're defending them and standing up for them. They don't respect you for it. Got to keep that in mind. See you guys in the next one. I love you long time, class. Goodbye. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.